Hello and welcome to episode 118 of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. I am your host, John, and with me, as always, this week are Michael.
1 second. Here we go.
Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan.
Great.
Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan.
And Ryan.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
What's up?
I'm fine, but I don't know if I'm going to allow Michael to be on the podcast anymore, because he seems to want to... He seems to be trying to talk to me through Miitomo only.
Yeah.
It's the wave of the future. It's how all of us will speak to one another.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
That doesn't sound like the worst possible future.
No, not at all.
There are worse outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Miitomo came out day of recording, so we're, I can't speak for all of y'all, but I have messed around with it pretty heavily so far.
I still haven't gotten around to downloading it yet, but I will, so.
It's pretty dumb, but
it's
in a
really
very
dumb.
good way.
It's really dumb.
Bro, is it a dumb fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
To explain what it is to people who don't know, Miitomo it's basically a social media app. You connect to your friends through Twitter or Facebook, and you have your little me that you create. It's based on like a picture of you, just like how you would make it on the Wii U or the 3DS or whatever. And you answer like questions that are sent to you, and then when you answer those questions, sometimes you'll get gifts and little coins that you can spend to customize your me. And then you just go around and talk to your friends, and your me will tell you secrets about your friends, and I don't know, it's just a cute little social media thing.
There's not a lot to do in it, really. Like, once you do some question stuff and you buy some outfits, you've kind of seen, and you've had friends like tell you questions, and you leave comments, you've kind of seen all of it. But seeing how different people answer things differently, and some people make jokes, funnies, and ha-has, and some people just use the voice emulator to say hi, Jonathan, over and over again.
Yep. Putting their time to good use.
Mm-hmm.
It also has a very, very good photo editing tool in there that I haven't really been able to figure out, but I've seen people make some really, really dumb pictures in there. It's great. Miitomo is pretty great. I don't know. I don't think it's going to have like this outstanding, lasting power.
Well, no.
But for a little while, for Nintendo's first experiment in mobile games,
sure,
I'd say that this is successful in their first step.
Yeah, free game. It's cute. Gets a lot of people connected. I wonder if, since it's linked to my Nintendo account, I wonder if like stuff like the linked Twitter and all that stuff, if that will carry over, or if it's just a Miitomo thing.
It seems like it should. Like I think if you download another app, it'll probably have to ask you again, hey, do you want to link your Twitter again?
Yeah.
But I bet your Twitter is probably connected to that Nintendo account now.
Yeah, but I wonder if like the friends I've connected to through Twitter in Miitomo will carry over. I assume not. But
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because that's a lot of work to do for every game. Of like, hey, everybody on Twitter, add me again to Mario's Picross or whatever comes next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a fun game. I want to see Nintendo actually make a game now, because this is just like calling it a social media app is accurate. It is just answering questions, and then people comment on those questions, and you try to think of the funniest comment.
Yep.
Like, it asked me to recommend a comic book, so I said War and Peace. So I'm subversive.
Sure.
There you go. Smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Smart guy.
I wouldn't go that far.
But no, so what else has been going on lately with y'all? Let's start with Ryan.
Hello, John.
Hi, Ryan. How are you doing lately?
I'm doing fine. As
Glad to hear.
usual. As usual, I'm kind of busy with school stuff, but I feel like that's such a given at this point. I should just stop mentioning it on every podcast, because I feel like I do. But I've been good. And I'm trying to think of what all I've been doing recently. I talked about DC a little bit the last time I was on. Yeah, my trip.
I believe you mentioned it. I don't think you went into like details.
Yeah.
Well, a few weeks ago for my spring break, I did go to Washington D.C. and it was really fun. We saw all the monuments and everything. We went to the Smithsonian's. I got to hold a hissing cockroach, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I think they're neat. So maybe that's just me. It was pretty interesting though, because when we were out there, they're doing really heavy renovations on the Capitol Dome right now, like resealing all the cracks in the metal or whatever, and so you go out there and the dome's just covered in like scaffolding, and you go inside and they've got like canvas over some of the paintings and like scaffolding in there too. And it's kind of interesting because like I guess you would see that kind of thing pretty rarely out there, so it's interesting to see what the Capitol building looks like under construction, because you always see it where it's like the Capitol building, and I thought it was interesting to go out there and see like the process of them restoring that and that kind of thing. So I don't know, that was a couple weeks ago. Not too much eventful happening recently, I guess. I mean, I've been playing games, writing for the site, stuff like that. We got our new hires on the site, which is great. I'm glad to have them on, and I'm a little sad that none of them could join us for this podcast, but I guess they'll be around in the next couple weeks. Do you just want to get into talking about games, or
if that's what you want to do? I mean, gonna.
Yeah. It's not like he's the host or anything.
Yeah,
no.
I'm the host, but I wanted to just make sure that you talked about what you wanted to talk about.
No, yeah, I'm doing fine. Been watching TV shows, I guess. Been working through Daredevil, which is
we should talk about that. How are you feeling about Daredevil?
Well, how much of it have you watched so far?
I'm like halfway through. I don't remember if I'm like episode 5 or 6, but I'm like halfway through the season.
That's about where I am too, because I kind of watched a lot of it in a couple days, but then I haven't really had time. The one thing I will say, those first 4 episodes of season 2 they're so good. They're so good, and I don't know if episode 5 wasn't quite as good as that, so I don't know if it's gonna kind of decline from there, but I hope not, because season 1 is really good, and those first 4 episodes are like kind of like a gold standard, because they did a great job of picking up where the first season left off. They did a great job of introducing Frank Castle into the universe, and they did a good job of setting up like a lot of, I guess, intrigue and mystery for what happens with all that later in the season. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish that before next Saturday, because that's when my roommate and I will be talking about it on our radio show. But what I'm more excited for, and John, you know what I'm gonna say here, is tomorrow.
Yeah,
we've got the first episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Diamond is Unbreakable, which will be out by the time this podcast goes up. But at the time of recording, we've still got a day. And whoo, buddy, I am excited for that. Gonna put on my Josuke shirt, get my Killer Queen figure on my desk, watch the last couple episodes of Stardust Crusaders, and get hyped up for part 4. And I guess with that, I might as well transition into the games I've been playing this last week, because one of them has been because one of them's been JoJo All-Star Battle.
Okay,
I played that quite a bit when I first picked it up last year. Jeez. Oh, that gave me whiplash saying that, because it's been that long since I bought that game. But and I played it a little bit more this week, just to kind of get back into the swing of the spirit of JoJo, I guess. And that's nice. It still holds up as a game. I still really enjoy it. On that note of games I've been playing, I also kind of picked up again where I left off on Fallout 4, which I'm still really enjoying. Did either of y'all ever finish playing that game? John, did you even play that game at all?
I never bought it, no.
I never finished. I should at some point, but nope.
I really like it. I think it's a really good game.
Can I ask you a question as someone who does enjoy that game a lot?
Sure.
Do you feel like the updates, like the promised mods on... what are you playing it on? PS4?
I'm playing on PS4, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like the updates and the DLC and the promise of mods on consoles have come like really, really slowly?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like, especially nowadays, we almost expect to see DLC announced like either right before or right after a game comes out, and then we didn't hear about Fallout's DLC until, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. They have updated it a couple times, but every update goes to PC first to get tested, which I understand it's a big game, but that seems weird to me. And then, to my knowledge, mod support on consoles still hasn't come out, and that game came out last year.
Yeah, well, to answer the first bit...
That's 6 months.
Yeah, to answer the first bit of your question, well, to answer one bit of your question, this is just the first one I thought of. I don't actually play Fallout games with mods. I know some people do. I know a lot of people do, but I personally do not. So have you
normally played on consoles, or have you actually also played on PC?
Normally, I play on PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the consoles. I mean, I'll say as me personally, I like playing around with mods, and the idea of mods coming to consoles seemed like a great idea, and that's part of what sold Fallout 4 for me on Xbox One, or on consoles, I should say, rather than maybe waiting and picking it up on PC later down the line. So it's weird to me that plus how long it takes for them to update, how long it's taken for it makes me just think that Fallout 4 came in super hot, and then they have spent all this time developing stuff.
Sure. I will kind of agree with you. I mean, if I had made that decision to purchase Fallout 4 as like looking forward to console mods, then I'd be disappointed by how long it's taken them to do that, since they kind of promised that at the get-go. But the main reason I bought it on PS4 was because my PC can't run it. Yeah. So I was basically required to buy it on PS4. And so my answer is yes, I do feel like it's taken them quite a bit to get around to that, considering when they announced it. But I personally am not chomping at the bit to like mod my console version of Fallout 4.
Sure, but it just seems weird. Like that, my only guess can be
I'd agree.
Like the state of the game in which it was launched in or released out of. Like I just have to assume that they really came in just under the wire for it, and then suddenly said, "All right, everyone gets a week off. Come back next week. We have to design. We have to like implement some stuff and design DLC." Which maybe is why updates took a while. Is because they were sitting back designing DLC.
Yeah, and as for the DLC stuff, from my knowledge, the Fallout series has always had sort of a history of not having their DLC immediately announced, because every game since 3, which is, 3 New Vegas and 4, has had multiple DLC packs. Sure. And from my memory of New Vegas, it took them a while to announce the DLC, and I think they announced them all separately, or maybe they announced them all at the same time. I can't remember for the life of me.
But New Vegas was developed by a different team.
Yeah.
So that was Obsidian. True. So I guess I'd have to go back and look up Skyrim stuff and Fallout 3
You'd have to look up Skyrim and Fallout 3 stuff, but I don't think it's that unusual that they didn't have DLC stuff from the get-go, because I think Bethesda, at least in terms of the Fallout DLC, has had pretty quality like DLC release packs, stuff like Horse Armor notwithstanding. But the DLC for 3, and especially the DLC for New Vegas, I mean, wow. The DLC for both those games is great.
I just meant as a package, like the weird delay in DLC, like the weird delay in mod support. Like it just seems like their back end support for this game has had a very large time gap between release and now.
I would agree. I think it's definitely something they wanted to get out as soon as possible, and then worry about that kind of stuff after the fact, like you said.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I've been playing that. been playing more Stardew Valley, so there's my three games I've already played. I don't need to talk about Stardew Valley ever again on this podcast because we've beaten that into the ground for the time being. But I have also started playing, and oh lord, I don't remember when this game came out. Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to sound like an asshole when I say
What
like
game?
oh. Well, hold on. Just let me look it up. I've been playing Lisa, which is an RPG, and it came out last year in August, or at least the Lisa the Joyful came out in August, which was like the sequel, DLC, something. I don't know, but the point is playing this game has been a long time coming for me because a friend of mine was like, hey, you really should play this game. You should play this game. And I'm like, okay, I'll get around to it, like with everything else I say. And then finally, he just bought me the game when it went on sale over the Steam Christmas sale, and I installed it like basically the day after Christmas, and I still hadn't played it. And so yesterday and today, I finally sat down and started playing this game, and it's pretty good. Like, it's as good as I was led to believe it would be. For those of you who aren't really familiar with what the game is, it's a sort of like a side-scrolling RPG type thing. It's like got that faux retro pixel aesthetic, and I hate using this term because at a point it feels so overused and just trite. But I suppose it would fall into the category of that genre of RPGs, quote, inspired by Earthbound or whatever you want to say. I mean, I don't like saying that though. Is the thing?
No. I haven't played Lisa personally, but I have seen some video essays and stuff about that game, and people were saying that Lisa is one of those games that pulls off the Earthbound-like correctly.
Yeah, what I would say, the reason I'm saying it's like Earthbound is because it's got that really solid balance of facetious, sardonic humor, and at the same time, an actual emotional impact to the story. So, for example, the basic plot of the game is it takes place in this kind of post-apocalyptic, really bizarre kind of Fist of the North Star style world, and you're a guy named Brad, and you're in this apocalypse, and you find this baby, and this baby is supposedly, or it may be the last girl on Earth. I mean, because I hadn't gotten very far into the game, and so you find this baby, and it's the last girl on Earth, so you raise it in this apocalypse. And then one day, a gang of raiders finds out and kidnaps her, and that's what starts off the plot of the game. But like I said, it's just got that really flippant sense of humor. There's this part where there are these two guys at this table, and you talk to one of them. He's like, "Hey, piss off, dude," and you're like, "Whoa, okay." And you go talk to the next guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Dave. Dave's kind of a prick. I don't really like him that much." And you can and you don't have to do this. It's a total side thing, but you can go up through this path, up to the top of the mountain, and fall off and power slam the guy that told you to piss off, and the other guy laughs and he's like, "Huh, that was pretty funny. Here's an item." And it's okay, sure, I guess. And it's just got all that stuff that it feels just I can't even. It's hard for me to convey that kind of thing, but there's a guy, and the currency in this game is magazines, and it's implied that they're porno magazines or whatever. But you pay this guy 15 magazines, and he's like, "Hey, pay me 15 magazines to get an investment in my product." And you're like, "Okay," so you pay him 15 magazines, and he hands you this item, and it's called a guide to trust, and it says on the inside "Don't be a sucker" or that kind of thing. And it doesn't actually do anything. So it's it's got that kind of sense of humor to it, but of the little I've played, which is just 2.5 hours maybe, it's really good. And we haven't done one of these articles in a while, but I might end up writing a round trip about that game, if I can find some more to say about it. But it's pretty good. I mean, I'd recommend that for anybody who's a fan of those kind of like off track, but like what am I trying to say?
Off the wall,
off the beaten path, like that
Irreverent.
kind of. Yeah, irreverent. Thank you. You savior, you personal dictionary, you.
I make words for a living.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of irreverent RPGs like that, like and God forbid I bring this game up, but like people who liked Undertale might like this game.
Ugh.
People who like stuff like Yume Nikki might like this game. Like people who like Off or like Space Funeral might like this game. So that kind of thing. But yeah, it's good, and I'm glad I finally got around to playing it. So that's been my week in games.
that shit. Fuck.
Don't choke
He's
yourself,
dying. You
John.
killed him.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
Okay, it's okay. You listed a bunch of really good games that I like a lot when you were explaining that game, so I'm gonna have to give Lisa a try.
Yeah, the combat system's pretty neat. Also, like you, like some of the characters do like auto attacks, but other ones you can use the WASD key to like chain together attack combos that like make skills that do more damage and that kind of thing, which is really neat for such kind of a simple game that's just on the side-scrolling plane with classic RPG stats. But yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. Maybe look forward to seeing something from me about that game once I finish it.
Okay.
But yeah, good stuff.
Cool. Michael,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Glad to hear it. I'm well.
Good then.
What have you been up to recently?
Oh, chilling.
Chilling?
Mm-hmm.
Like a villain?
No, I'm not. You calling me evil?
Chilling like
absolutely.
Arnold.
Oh, well then, yes.
Chilling like Mr.
Okay.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Arnold.
Stay
Arnold.
cool.
Arnold.
Cool party.
Arnold. Cool party. Yeah.
Man, speaking of Mr. Freeze, any of y'all see Batman vs. Superman?
No, I do better things with my time.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Mike Cosimoto ran down the plot, and holy shit!
Yep.
I don't want to see
my
that
roommate.
movie.
No. My roommate saw it too, and he gave me like more supplemental material on it, and I'm like, between his and like Mike's summary, like I'd never have to see that film, and
Yep.
I won't. So.
Yep. I'll see it one day, like on TV, and laugh so hard. It made so much money, so Zack Snyder's gonna get to make another film, and I won't see
Gonna
that
laugh
one
his
either.
way all the way to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I mean, there are better movies that you could go see. Like, Zootopia is probably still in theaters.
Yep.
10 Cloverfield Lane is in theaters. Like,
You
there
could
are
just-
plenty of better movies.
You could just wait a few weeks and buy Star Wars.
Yeah, just go, watch Star Wars again.
Mm-hmm.
But, Michael,
Yes.
have you been doing anything recently other than gaming at all?
I went to the mall.
Oh, how
Did you?
was that?
Mm-hmm. It was
How
alright.
was how was indulging yourself in a dead subculture?
It was an outdoor mall, which is... I don't know if you've ever been to Florida. Say, any time of the year, having an outdoor mall is the last fucking good idea anyone who ever fucking lived here would ever have. You would
It's very hot.
You would never build an outdoor mall. For those who've never been to Florida, it is not just warm. It is not just hot. Like, hot is the basic level of, like, torture that you go through. There's something called humidity.
Yeah.
It gets to, like, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, like mid-90s, and then the humidity gets up to 80 and 90 as well. So you're just... you step outside and the deodorant you wear is gone. It is just, it's like, didn't I put on deodorant? Like, nope, see ya. So then imagine, like, being a real estate developer coming down to be like, yeah, outdoor mall would be great. Florida's a tropical paradise. Fuck you. And then in the summer, there are also afternoon thunderstorms that would scare the bejesus out of most people because there's a lot of lightning and a lot of thunder. So,
Yep. So, Michael, what is the difference between an outdoor mall and a strip mall, or is it the same thing?
An outdoor mall. There are 2 strip malls, but they face each other.
Oh.
And there's sidewalk in between. Like, that's
Great.
This one, it literally has a road going through it, and sometimes they let cars go through, and sometimes they don't.
Oh,
it's a real dumb
never
idea.
know.
It's a real dumb idea, and very few.
Sounds like it.
All the stores face into the road, so all the back of the stores face out, except for like 1 or 2. So most of the stores, you just see their ass end. Then you have to go around to go get to them. So
That's
there are cut throughs, but it's still a bad idea. It's still a bad. It's poor.
I always kind of laugh at the general failure of strip malls in America, mainly because they overestimated how willing people would be to climb up the stairs to like get to the upper levels. Because I walk around, Austin and all that next to campus, and Austin's like hot real estate. Like, stuff's expensive around here, and there's always this one building that I walk by on my way to class that's like a strip mall. Like, not really like a strip mall, but it's one of those buildings where it's supposed to have stores on like 3 levels.
Yeah.
And you walk by it, and the upper 2 levels, there's just nothing there. Like, because no one wants to buy stuff there, because no one wants to climb up the stairs to get to them, and it's so bizarre.
Those are
it's so weird.
There are a few of those around here, and there's always like, here's a lawyer's office, here's like a dentist that no one really goes to. Here's
a sushi restaurant, a coffee shop, and a workout place, and right above, there's nothing except like a personal injury lawyer.
It's like a dude. Like, it's just like one dude goes up there a day. Like, that's it. But I went to the mall and used some gift cards, and I think I showed you guys that like Gundam comic thing that I got. That's pretty good.
That was a cool comic. Yeah,
I've been reading through it, or I guess it's manga. I don't know. It's the same fucking thing. You just read it backwards. Like, I hate that there's multiple terms. Like, no, it's got to be Japanese accurate. Like, why? There's a word for that in English. It's called comic. Like,
I mean, honestly, I am glad that they keep it in the original format, because there are some like weird mirroring issues that would happen if they didn't do that.
Sure,
but,
I'm glad the original format exists, but I don't understand this desire to like, no, it has to be called manga. Like, it's a comic book.
I mean,
like,
that's a little bit of an elitism, but like the English release of Akira that's out now is like all flipped. And so you see everyone pointing guns with like their left hand, and Tetsuo gets his other arm torn off, and it's like, this is weird. Like, but there's no other.
I'm fine with everyone being left-handed.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird for me though, because I like know that it's supposed to be flipped around, so I can't help but notice it. But,
sure. But anyways, before we like talk like too long about manga.
It doesn't matter.
It's really good. I want to pick up the rest of them because it's a series, but they're expensive. So who knows? And it's the original Gundam series, which is one of my favorites because I think it has the coolest designs of like non-Gundam support vehicles, like a tank. It's like something that has like a mech body, tank tread legs, and 2 tank turrets on each shoulder. I think that's badass.
That's great.
It is badass.
Also bought that Bob's Burgers burger cookbook that just came out, so I think I'm actually going to try it this weekend.
Cool.
Cook something from that. And then bought clothes because clothes are good.
Yeah.
Got to cover the naked body. That's been about it.
All right. Yeah. So Michael, did you play any games recently?
A few.
Which ones?
I played some more Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
My new save is almost caught up with my old save, so that's good.
That is good.
Play a little more Factorio. I kind of hit a wall with that. I need to look up more stuff or dedicate more time to the tutorial. I played a very little bit of Darkest Dungeon.
Okay.
Which I know it's been discussed on this podcast before. I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it would be too difficult and turn me off. It's a little too complicated at first. Like, I feel like it throws too much at you at once.
Sure.
It's playing that Stardew Valley and Factorio so close to one another, and seeing how complicated Factorio can be, but how much I understand it better because of the tutorial and the campaign compared to Darkest Dungeon, which I've played games like that before, is really kind of mentally interesting to me.
Sure.
But it's a good game, and I remember you raving about it when you reviewed it, and you were right.
Yeah.
So
good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The one thing I will say about that game, like having looked in like the rear view mirror of all that, I guess, is that once you get far enough into that game, it does get to a point where you almost feel like you hit a wall in places. Like it gets to the point where it's very hard to consistently juggle keeping your heroes like alive and not stressed and that kind of thing, and not just like kind of like the challenges of doing it in the early game. It's like you're like, okay, there's almost no way I can like consistently juggle this kind of thing.
It's XCOM. Like, I'm surprised so many people called it a roguelike because it's XCOM. Like, you recruit new people, your current like crop of people get stronger and better, but you have to you can't constantly go because they have to rest and de-stress. Like, it's XCOM. It's just it has its own tricks up its sleeve, and it has a wonderful art style.
I'll just say this and let you say what you're going to say. What I mean is that like it gets to a point where you go into a dungeon and it's like inevitable that these characters that you've leveled up so much are just going to get killed almost in like a couple hits in places, and it does get a little frustrating at that point. But other than that,
it's got that roguelike
really well made.
It's got that roguelike hook to it. I also played that new Final Fantasy demo.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Final Fantasy 15.
It's the Platinum demo. That's what it's called.
That's a really dumb name because that makes me think of a demo from Platinum.
Yeah.
The developer. So, great. That's why every time I've seen that, I thought, like, was there like a Bayonetta demo that I don't like? Because I know Pokken just had a demo go up recently. So, like, did Platinum have something to do with that? I don't think so.
No.
So,
no.
Yeah, you played it, right?
I did. Like, right before we started recording, I did.
There is very little to that demo. It is an old school demo. That is a demo you used to play. Because modern demos are, to use an industry term, a vertical slice of a game. Like, modern demos are, here's this section of this level that we feel has a good chunk of the game's mechanics. This is you playing Nocturus, however you say that, guys.
Noctis.
Noctis nuts. Noctis as a kid, a unicorn ferret dog, like, leads you around the world. You collect gems, which I think are your health.
I don't know. I guess.
I think you occasionally run into... You're dreaming, I think. You occasionally run into things that are called nightmares. You fight them, and it started to remind me of Kingdom Hearts after a little while. Because you're fighting these, like, four, like, anthropomorphic, like, weird things called nightmares. I thought the battle system was okay. It was kind of framey for me. I played, of course, the PS4 version. I guess it's on Xbox One as well.
It is, yes.
I played. What did you play it on?
PS4.
Oh, PS4, because that's all you have.
Yes.
It was pretty framey for me. And
I don't know. Like,
my PS4
I thought it was
spun up like it was gonna fucking leave the room.
My PS4 didn't do that, but I don't know. I couldn't really figure out the timing for like the dodge rolls and shit because there are multiple things that you do with the dodge roll button. Like, you can hold it down to enter like a defensive stance, and I couldn't really figure that out either. Yeah,
I feel like this would have been better paired with the previous beta/demo that they had released that actually had you fighting things. This was almost like almost a tech demo for the game. Like, you went through a forest. It looks incredible. Like, it looks really, really good. And you go through a forest. There's a sky dragon. There's a lake. The sky dragon goes into the lake.
There are these little like buttons that you walk around the area and you press into them, and then different things will happen. Like, all of a sudden, time will shift, and then it's night now.
Touchpads, yeah.
Yeah, or it'll start raining, and you'll be able to see the rain physics, and it is a tech demo. I'm 90% sure they just put out a tech demo.
Yeah, because there's a level where the first touch, like, little pad you stand on spawns you into a car, and I turned and then found these building blocks and ran into them, and they collapsed. And I was like, all right then. But it does end in a battle, and I had fun with that little battle. Like, you fight like a giant and that was cool. And you like turn into like your adult form, and then it fucking just dumps you into a question, and that question is, do you want to purchase Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And it's like, at any time you can come back to the menu and purchase Final Fantasy 15. I was like, close application. I followed like the beaten path, like the path it kind of tells you. I think there's more to that demo. I think there's more to play around with. I don't want to play around with that demo anymore.
If you go past the exit, there's another button that you can press.
Yeah.
And that like resummons the boss enemy, but he's harder.
That's dumb.
And I played through that, and it was pretty dumb because he was just a couple levels stronger, and I was just like, okay, whatever.
There's even like a time played timer when you start it up, like
which is really weird.
It's like it is very clear this is made within that engine. It's really just it's an odd existence simply because they had the old demo and they had the old beta, like. It's weird that thing used to exist where they showed like different monster types and the full character models and all this stuff. And then it's like, here's this tech demo. Like, wait, what? What happened to the game? Like, you handed it out over here. Why do I play this now? So it's, I don't know. It's weird. It does make me a little more interested in the game. It makes me not at all interested in ever fucking playing that demo again.
No, yeah. I mean... Yeah, I want to get a better feel of what that game is, because I feel like the combat just dumps you in this demo. Like, when you're just fighting the little nightmares, you could just mash the button and you
can
kill
hold
them.
it. You can just hold in circle, and the dude just swing, like doesn't even give him any time, and he's just beating the shit out of him. It's like, all right, that thing's dead. Where's the next one? Oh, it's running away from me. Great, I'll run up to him and then hold circle. And
but then once you fight the boss, because there's no like progression, I couldn't figure out the timing for dodging. Like, you know, a good action game teaches you how to do these things with like example, and then they throw you into the gambit. Like, one of the best examples of that.
This is a demo, though, so you can't expect it to sit there and tutorialize like the entire fighting system.
Well, let me put it this way: the original Metal Gear Rising demo. Now, yeah, mind you, that was a platinum game. That they do character action games all the time.
This is a platinum demo, so
yeah. But the Metal Gear Rising demo was the first like little bit of that game, like they introduced the combat systems by having you fight regular Mook soldiers, and then the end of that demo is the fight against Blade Wolf, and that demo, that specific battle is all about teaching you how to parry, which is something that you will carry with you for the entire game.
Sure, what I would say is this is not a character action game.
I mean, that's fair.
This is a Final Fantasy game. It's an RPG. So like you're not wrong, but like to compare the two, and like again, you're also comparing Platinum, who do nothing but make character action games, to Square Enix, who do nothing but make these like weird faux, evolutions on JRPGs. So like and if I recall correctly, the combat is not character action like you're thinking of. If I remember the beta demo thing from before, it is a lot of like using, like I think you use like your energy and your MP, and then you like retreat, and then your buddies do other stuff, and you're trying to like combo with your buddies. Like it's a lot more playing with AI and using abilities than it is, mashing out like button presses or parrying. It would be cooler if it was that, maybe, but I don't think Square is going for that this time.
No. I guess, but my point is that when you start that boss fight, or not even when you start it, like halfway through it, they introduce that warp ability, and it's out of nowhere, and you have no idea what the hell you're doing with it, and they just expect you to figure that out, and it's just annoying.
When that popped up for me, I guess I was hitting buttons, so it disappeared like almost like it cuts to the little unicorn ferret dog. It says Ruby something, like it's tossing you, and then as soon as the tip came up of how to do it, I hit something, it went away, and I was back to the battle. So I didn't even see that. That's how shittily implemented that is.
There was one point where I fell into the geometry, and the game just immediately popped me back up to like where you first start fighting the boss, and it went, "Wow, you're not supposed to be there. Talk about a limit break."
All right, I'm done talking about this. Great. Fucking broke my soul. Thanks.
Great. Did you play anything else, Michael?
Not really. Nothing. Clicker Heroes.
Oh boy, let's not. No.
Been playing a lot of that.
Let's move on.
So what's the difference between clicker heroes and time clickers?
Clicker Heroes, you're defeating monsters. And the other one, you're like shooting cubes, aren't you?
God.
I don't know. You're the one that played time clickers.
Yeah, the other one you're shooting cubes, and then you set up it so it automatically shoots. And that one you have to almost aim sometimes. But in Clicker Heroes, you hopefully are setting it up to you never have to click. You're just slowly increasing the damage they take. You're just managing your money at that point.
Fantastic. All right. As for me, I played that Final Fantasy thing. I played a bunch more Valkyria Chronicles. Still can't talk about that. That's the main game that I'm playing recently, so sorry that I can't really discuss it.
Can you say how far you are in it, or about?
I'm not really allowed to talk about it at all. That's the thing. They said the only thing I'm allowed to talk about is that I'm playing it. That's
okay,
it.
Cool.
That's the embargo.
All right, great.
Which, I mean, I'm not going to tell people how to do their job, but, it's a 10-year-old game. I don't know.
Welcome to how all PR works.
Yeah, I know. But the other game that I did get to play quite a bit of was I played a bunch more Street Fighter V because the update came.
Is that game
March update finally?
Is that game finished?
It's as close to being finished as it could be until June, I guess.
Great,
because the challenges are there and they do exactly what you would expect them to do, and the store is there. So
and Alex is free for now, right? Or is that already over?
I haven't checked. He was free while I was playing, which I was
free
playing...
to play, not free to... You can't download and keep him. He's free to
play.
Yeah.
They have like a little like demo trial like time with him, so because they were like, hey, if you play as him now, and then if you like him, we're gonna put him up in the shop after this trial period.
So like, out of curiosity, do you have enough Zenny or fight money or whatever it is you buy to buy things? Do you have enough having
to get Alex?
Game? Yeah, to get Alex right now.
Yes, I do actually.
Okay, and would you have
it's
100?
Yeah, it's 100,000 Zenny to buy a character, and I have over 140,000.
And so, how long have you been playing? Do you think? How much of Street Fighter V have you played?
I haven't played that much. I got that much from just playing through the story mode and doing a couple of like challenges here and there and some other stuff. I'm sure there are people with way more fight money than that just from playing and winning. Like, you only get fight money if you win, so that's obviously why I don't have a lot of fight money.
Can you get it in non-ranked matches?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe. But, no, yeah, I have enough fight money to buy Alex and a costume if I want. So...
You should get the Zangief. You should get the Zangief Macho Man costume.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really play as Zangief, so...
You should get Ken's new costume. I hear it's great.
No, I mean, I'm probably just going to buy that new Karen outfit when that comes out, because I play as Karen, so...
Which one's Karen? Is Karen the uptight girl, the only one who actually wears clothing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she is. She's
notice how
great.
I both say uptight and only one that wears clothing.
Yeah, she's too prissy to be nude like everyone else.
It works. God, what a bitch! She won't even show her tits. I hear she used to look over her shoulder and show off her ass, but Capcom was censored. Like that in the butt slap, man. Sorry.
Let's not open up this can of worms, please.
No, bring it.
Please.
I don't care.
I do.
Please. But no, the challenges are what they are. They're just pretty basic combos. I don't know if they're really helping me that much, but...
At least they're there.
They're there.
After release.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Just after I played Pokken and I played through all the like little challenges and tutorials and that, Street Fighter's like is so bad in comparison.
So I have a question, and I tweeted this the other day because I think this is true. With Street Fighter, Street Fighter being a pile of poop,
sure.
And MK, hasn't had a release since like MK10 came out last year, like around April, I think.
Okay.
So they are typically the de facto kings of the fighting game community. They're old news. So right now, as I see it, the best two fighting games out right now are Pokken, a Pokemon fighting game, and the free-to-play Killer Instinct.
Well,
what the fuck is happening?
Well, Killer Instinct isn't necessarily free-to-play. Like, if you want to have all the characters and stuff, you have to pay $50.
I mean, hey, Street Fighter wasn't complete until today, or until the other day. So, like, but it's free to download and start playing. So,
I mean, I don't know.
If somebody were to tell me, like, get rid of existing communities and existing hype and put MK and put like a year-old MK game, three new fighting games, and one of them was shit, I would say the two good fighting games that are new are the ones to play. And that's what I mean. Of like those are like the current, like if I wanted to go get into a fighting game, those are the ones I would be looking at.
Yeah, like if we hit the reset button on like the community and all that build up, it would be Pokken and Killer Instinct.
How crazy is that?
Street Fighter, definitely. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Is that?
And it's only crazy because Street Fighter just came out.
Yeah, and I mean Capcom's going to keep pumping money into the professional aspect of Street Fighter, but they're going to do what they have to keep people from not burning down the house for Street Fighter 5 for the normal people. Because the professionals have enough. They are sated. They don't need any more. But us normal Joes don't have enough, and probably never will, because they don't care about us anymore.
Yeah,
but, I guess that's fine.
It's kind of shitty.
Yeah. I don't know. Get Pokken. I wish I had an Xbox One so I could play Killer Instinct as well, because Killer Instinct looks really fucking cool.
It's on PC.
I wish I had a PC that was strong enough to run it. There you go.
I bet you probably could.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll try.
You should try the graphic settings. Anyways, move on.
Yes. But yeah, no, that's pretty much all I've been playing. You know, like I said, it's been a lot of Valkyria.
Sure.
A lot of it.
Yeah, that's a long game.
Take that how you will. Yeah. It's also Yeah, I can't talk about.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, I can't.
I can say all I want. Boy, that game looks kind of cool, but I don't know about it because it's got anime in it. I don't know. I've never played it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on Valkyria Chronicles.
Sure.
Thanks,
all
Michael.
Right. Fair enough.
No problem. Anytime. Maybe next week too.
Yep, maybe.
Anyway, let's get on to news, folks. Let's go on to news.
Yeah.
How about I'll do my news first because it's about stuff that we talked about pretty recently.
Sure.
We talked about the Final Fantasy 15 demo, and that may come as a surprise to people who haven't been paying attention to online recently.
The interwebs.
Yeah. So there was a Final Fantasy Uncovered event recently that was supposed to reveal the release date for Final Fantasy 15. Well, a little while before the event happened, GameSpot accidentally posted a video that was supposed to be posted after the event that described the release date, and they announced the demo that came out same night. So it's out there. If you want to play the demo, you can play it right now.
Don't.
Yeah, you don't really have to. But the date that the game is coming out is September 30th of this year, of 2016.
They did it.
Unbelievable.
They did it.
Absolutely
coming out this year.
I still don't believe it.
Nope, me neither.
Wait, I'm going to wait for the inevitable 2-month delay.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. But the other bits of news that they announced, well, they announced a shit ton of really dumb stuff during that event. Like,
yep.
I'm gonna go ham on this event here, folks. I'm gonna tell, because I watched this whole fucking thing. I sat there for 2 hours. That
what?
was 2 hours. It was 2 hours.
It was 2 hours. I was there. I was playing Stardew Valley the whole time, but I could hear him talking about it.
That's why, because when this happened, and we all knew it was going to happen, and John was like, I'm going to write it up. And I think I came in maybe 50 minutes after it started, or was that like almost when it was ending?
No, you came in like an hour in, and you were like, "Is it over?" And I was like, "Nope."
Yeah,
not even close.
Because like I kept seeing stuff on Twitter, and people were talking about like 2 or 3 things. And we already knew about the demo and the release date. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck are they, like, what is John waiting for? Like, hit publish. What the hell are they talking about?
So they made a big deal out of there being, well, they originally said 14 announcements, but I think they said that there were 15 at the end.
Ooh.
And a couple of the announcements weren't announcements. One of the announcements was that the people that made Final Fantasy were there. Like, I would hope so. One of the announcements was that they had a cool logo. Like they just showed the logo for Final Fantasy 15.
You know, that's important to some people because logos like are thematic for their games, but also
here's the thing,
fuck off with your stupid logo.
They've shown the logo previously. Like what they did was like
great.
they were like look at this really cool Final Fantasy art that we got made, and then it like zoomed out and shifted and then zoomed back in, and they were like, it's secretly the Final Fantasy 15 logo. Like what? Okay, what?
Great.
Yeah, so it was Greg Miller and some other guy from Kinda Funny who hosted it.
Colin, most likely, I assume? No,
I think his name was Tim or something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But they were just really obnoxious the whole time. I'm not a fan of Greg Miller at all, so he was especially obnoxious though during this event.
You know what? That sounds like an event to be obnoxious during.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if he comes out eventually one of these days and was just like, I thought this was fucking stupid, so I just wanted to. I was drunk off my ass. I didn't give a shit. I would have been like, all right, sure, whatever, because that seemed like how everyone else was. So maybe I don't blame him. But so they also announced an anime called Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15, which is an OVA, which means it's not a full series. It is a short 5-episode series that is being posted on YouTube. The first episode is out now. I don't know how many other episodes or how the episodes are going to be put out. They said that all of them will be out by the release date.
Great,
but
wonderful.
I don't know. I haven't watched the first episode yet. I might eventually just to see what the hell is up, but But yeah, so there's an anime. But not only that, there is also a full-length CG movie called Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 that stars Sean Bean, Lena Headey, and Aaron Paul.
Yep.
And they all came out and talked.
Yep.
And it was Sean Bean didn't. Sean Bean just showed up on the screen for a second, was just like, "I'm very happy to be in this movie," and then Lena Headey.
I'm busy. See you.
Yeah, Lena Headey came out, and she was not even being the littlest bit subtle about it. She kept looking the way that she was sitting to the right of Greg Miller and the other guy, and they would ask her a question, and she would turn her entire body to the left to look at the teleprompter, and then turn her entire body back to the right to talk to them.
I don't
unsubtle.
But
No. I'm not saying
I don't want to make fun of people for how they act on live streams.
No. Listen. I'm not saying oh, fuck her or something. I'm saying it was funny, and B, oh my god, it was kind of obvious that they didn't practice enough with her or something, or I'm not going to make fun of her. I'm going to more blame production and
I imagine
other decisions.
That this event was not thought out well enough when things like a logo reveal are still included in it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that when logo reveal, when your logo has already been revealed, and you have had several demos for the game already, that someone didn't stop and think for a moment, why is this 2 hours long? Let's cut half this shit.
there was a really bad moment where Aaron Paul came out and they started talking, and then they were like, "So Aaron, there's crystals in Final Fantasy," and Aaron Paul looked like he was ready to fucking kill somebody. He was just like, "Oh my god, I am so done." Like, oh Christ. They announced.
It sounds like Square's first event like this of no, you should really give these guys scripts. You should tell them ahead of time, hey, maybe don't make fun of the guy for the wonderful show he was on. Maybe focus on the product. This sounds like a shit show.
They took time to announce that Florence and the Machine is doing the theme song for the game, and it's a cover of Stand By Me. So, that's that. And that's pretty much it. They also were like, oh, there's going to be special collector's editions, and one of the special editions is going to be a $300 edition that comes with a big Play Arts figure of the main dude from the game.
Those are already sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Other than the anime and the movie, there wasn't really any interesting information. Of course, the demo and the release date would have been interesting if it wasn't leaked. They also didn't handle the release date, and they didn't handle the leak very well at all, because instead of just being upfront and being like, look, y'all know this is coming, let's just get this out of the way, it's coming out here, let's talk about this other stuff now.
The demo was leaked way before even the release date. That was leaked 24 hours before.
And to be fair, if they wanted the demo, the part of that where they showed a little bit of the demo was fine, because there wasn't footage of the demo. They were them sitting there and playing a little bit of the demo was fine. The part that was shitty was them trying to be like, oh, we don't know if there's going to be a demo. I don't know. They had a big red button on a table, and Greg was like, when we push the button, that's when everyone's going to know when the release date is, except for people who read GameSpot. And it's like, dude, come on. Just fucking say it. It was bad. I think it was really bad.
That's really shitty, because GameSpot took the video down and didn't report the actual release date, but everyone else did, including us. That's real that's really shitty to fucking put that on the shoulders of GameSpot because they hit a button incorrectly. But in reality, it was everyone else fucking perpetuating that throughout the internet. That's real shitty.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds like a terrible event to watch for 2 hours.
It was pretty bad. It was really bad. I don't know. It was... Yeah. I remember I saw someone who missed it tweeting about it on Twitter, being like, well, time to watch this, and then I just linked the two posts that we made about the leaked release date, and then the part where I said, oh, there's going to be a movie and there's going to be an anime, and I was like, this is all you need to read. Please don't subject yourself to this.
Save yourself.
Yeah, that it might read me being look at my website, but I was just please don't sit there for 2 hours. I did it. You don't have to do this. Please.
I suffered so you don't have to.
Yeah, you will get nothing from this. But yeah, so Final Fantasy 15, September 30th of this year.
Great.
And there's going to be... The anime and the movie are supposed to both be completely out before that time. They didn't go into specifics of how the movie was going to be released, which was really weird. They just said it'll be available for download and streaming. They didn't say oh, it's going to be on Netflix or it's going to be on Hulu or whatever.
They
just said it'll be available.
They may not have that deal in place yet, or don't want to yet. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm sure right now they might have it well, we'll stream it on our website, and then if we make the deal with Netflix, we'll have it on Netflix. They'll figure it out.
Sure.
I doubt they'll do Netflix, because unless Netflix can give them a good enough deal, they don't make enough money off of it.
Yeah.
They might figure out a different way to stream it, via YouTube or Amazon or iTunes, and that way they get the per stream money rather than just, I don't know, you get 10 cents for every time someone streams it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, Michael, would you like to do your news article?
Oh, I'll do my news article. Tech Radar What was this last week? Was this already this last week? Yeah.
Jeez.
That was this Sunday. Tech Radar started, claimed to have a source close to Rockstar, is I believe how they put it, that said that GTA 6 is already in pre-production. Pre-production can be anything, but that seems kind of soon. Like GTA 5 is only about 2 years old, so who knows how long a GTA game actually takes. And with the state of consoles as they are right now, kind of up in the air, they may take a little longer in pre-production, but that's soon. Like that, have a new GTA, a numbered GTA game. I reported this as also a GTA Tokyo game is in development, but I've been reading other places that say it was thought to be in development. When I read this Tech Radar story, they say it might still be going. So years ago, around the time after GTA 3, but before Vice City, Rockstar was, of course, trying to make another Grand Theft Auto game. And as they usually do, they don't go straight into another numbered sequel. They make some sort of spin-off. They kind of reutilize the same engine, make some more money off of it with some new assets. And one of the things before they decided on the 80s themes, Miami and Vice City, they actually made trips to Tokyo. And they were thinking about making a GTA Tokyo. Well, apparently, according to this Tech Radar source, they have started making trips to Tokyo again. So Tech Radar reported it this way, and other people seem not to. I don't know if they couldn't corroborate it or what, but there may be a GTA Tokyo game also in the works. That makes sense, because why would they go from numbered sequel to numbered sequel? They've never really done that before. So, yeah, I think it's the first time since... I think the first two GTAs were set in the UK, or maybe they were set in like fake New York. But I don't. If that's true, then it'll be the first time they've ever been across the ocean.
GTA's 1 and 2, if I remember correctly, were set in Liberty City, and then there was a GTA London.
So there has been one across the ocean. So
yes.
At least Tokyo will be not the first time, but the first time going across the Pacific. So I think that would be perfect. Like the thing, according to Tech Radar, the thing that held them up before was kind of the roads in Tokyo were kind of fucking crazy, and so that would be very difficult to recreate back then. No one else is reporting it that way. I don't know if I misread it. It's not like written very clearly. It's not outwardly stated they are working on a new Tokyo game. So who knows? But I just want a new Red Dead.
Of course,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd rather have that than a new GTA.
Yeah, they need to make some more games that aren't just GTA games.
I mean, they don't make a ton of GTA games. Like it's GTA 5 was the first one in a while. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. GTA 4 got a lot more support or DLC support than GTA 5 did. Like it had Ballad of Gay Tony. It had it had the one with the bikers. Mm-hmm. And so I'm surprised that I know GTA 5 has online stuff. I'm surprised it hasn't had I feel like they were promising full add-ons, like full new sections of maps. So
yeah, I don't really remember.
It was a while ago, so I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I'd be down for more GTA, but I'd be really down for some new Red Dead.
That'd be pretty cool.
Red Dead Tokyo.
The Wild West of the Middle East.
Sure.
The Middle East is
no, the Middle East.
The Far East.
Is
the
not
Far
Tokyo.
East.
Yeah, those are different points on the globe.
Those are
fine.
definitely different places.
All right, guys, we're going to the Outback, Tokyo.
Yeah, there we go. That's where the koalas are.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Them koala
Fantastic.
bears.
Yep.
Drop
So, Ryan, how
John,
about your news article? Let's hear what you have this week.
How about my news article?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jeez. So, y'all know there's a new Mass Effect coming out.
Andromeda, yes.
Andromeda, yep, that's it. They've done a pretty good job of keeping everything not leaked, I guess, not putting anything out there, but they kind of, I wouldn't say this was a leak, but they let this information become known through an Electronic Arts survey, EA survey. Apparently, it takes place in the Andromeda Galaxy, which could be guessed. I'll just read Ashley's article because there's really no other way to paraphrase it. The story involves the various races of the Mass Effect world looking for a new home and meeting with a, quote, deadly indigenous race bent on stopping us. The survey gives little clues of gameplay other than the basic Mass Effect stuff of being the leader of a squad, having player choices be a large part of the game, and having customization. So yeah, there you go. Apparently Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be Avatar the game. Looking to settle somewhere, and the indigenous population tries to keep the humans out, or maybe Aliens the game, except in Aliens the aliens are the ones who are invading. So I don't know.
It's weird they would have a marketing survey, unless the game isn't coming out this year. Why do they have a marketing survey asking people what they think about that? Hey guys, we made it. I hope you like it. I don't know. Maybe they're just gauging that for marketing material of what they focus on and what they don't. But yeah, that's a weird thing to have.
And I'm not really sure what the exact things were about on the survey either. But I don't know. If you're interested in Mass Effect, that might be kind of cool. Looks like they're taking it in a new direction with this game, which is understandable since it's obviously not like a numbered sequel or a prequel or anything like that.
Yeah.
I never finished those games, actually. I played through quite a bit of the first one, but then I got stuck because I didn't have my combat stuff upgraded enough, and I kept losing at a battle, and I got really frustrated, and I just dropped it. So,
have you ever played Mass Effect 2?
No.
You should play that. It's a little more of a balanced RPG shooter game. So
yeah, because I like BioWare, I like Knights of the Old Republic, and I liked what I played of the first Mass Effect. But I thought it was really insane that I could literally get stuck at a portion of the game because I didn't have the proper combat levels and that kind of thing. So
sure,
or maybe I just wasn't strategizing properly. But I remember trying it several times and just finally being like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'll be looking forward to that game. Maybe I'll play through the second one, see how far I get. Like I said, I don't love those games, but I don't dislike them. It's just mainly me having not played quite enough of them to form kind of a solid opinion.
You should play. You should replay 1 and play 2.
All right. I will.
I don't think 3 is the horrible mess that people think it is. I know fucking
but
Mike hates them.
You can skip it though. You can read a wiki unless you're really jonesing for more, 40 to 60 hour Mass Effect, and you really want and you really care what happens to the characters and the overall universe.
Sure.
you could read a wiki and be like, oh, okay. But if you actually care about the universe and the characters, I'd say go ahead and fucking go hog. They have the I bought it on PS3. I think they have the collector's edition. So that's probably pretty cheap out there.
I have them on. I have the first 2 on PC, but I kind of wish I'd gotten them on console because I feel like that game plays a lot better with a controller than with a mouse and a keyboard.
Sure.
Yeah, totally. I think that game was made with Xbox in mind.
Yeah, and it doesn't come with built-in controller support either, which is balls. So,
yeah, those are console games.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for updating on that little tidbit of Mass Effect news. Michael, would you like to bring us to the questions segment?
Mm-hmm. This is questions where you send in questions and we read your questions and probably answer them. You can send questions to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, or you can email your questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo. Your questions will sound something like this. Mask.
Inbox Champ.
Oh, yeah.
Asks, VR more like PR, am I right? No, real. How soon before we get a super serious, realistic survival VR game where you actually have to VR mundane bodily function, like pooping and peeing? Would you even be interested in that? Imagine a survival horror game where you actually had to take the time to go virtually pee.
I don't think we'll ever see a serious game like that, but I'm sure at some point we'll get like Piss Simulator 2017 or
Oh yes.
Can't
you
wait.
know public restroom tycoon 2016 or something like that. But,
Give it a couple years, and yeah, right now VR seems really early. So
yeah.
you don't get the boys are back in Piss Town too till like a couple years in.
Boy, when that comes out,
Oh, man.
they better call us to play the boys.
Because we're the Piss Boys, and we'll be back
Yeah,
in
we're
town.
the Piss Boys. Yeah, that's what happens when we arrive. We all roll up, and everyone's like, "Aw, shit! There's them boys. They're ready to piss."
Oh man, look at all those empty water bottles.
Oh fuck! They're getting yeah! And everyone just start like applauding.
Anonymous asks, before we talk about piss too much, Anonymous asks, question for Michael. What's up, man? What's up? Yeah, how's it going? What's up, bro? Yeah, man. Did you see the game last night? Oh, how's it going? What's up? Question for everyone else, so I can't answer. And I feel like this question thus implies on the question for me and why I'm left out. Is there such a good thing as good and bad taste? Or is taste entirely subjective and thus cannot be considered good or bad? I can't answer this.
All right, so John, you can go ahead and answer.
All right. Well, I feel like we should answer this question ignoring because I don't want this to be too serious. So I want to ignore people who are into harmful or shitty things. Let's ignore that. Let's just say if someone let's just say this someone thinks that a movie that is considered bad is legitimately good. I don't think that that there is such thing as necessarily truly bad taste. I just think that there are societal people think that something is good on the whole, but just okay, we were talking about Batman versus Superman, and all three of us were like, "Oh, that movie sounds terrible." But if someone goes and sees that movie and they like it, and they're able to really no, you don't even have to really back it up. Just if you really like that movie, no matter what anyone else says, if you like something, no matter what anyone says, that's your taste, and I'm not going to talk shit about that. I'm not there's no wrong reason there's no reason for you to have to dislike it because the general population says not to.
Sure.
So
All right,
definitely
great.
it's a subjective thing.
You're
Taste
done.
is subjective.
There you go. You're done. Ryan, do you have an answer?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say there's such thing as good and bad taste, but then again, my favorite movies are garbage, so I can't really talk. So let's continue.
I'm not allowed to answer, so
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to answer.
All right.
I wasn't asked the question.
Oh, you can answer,
Sure.
Michael.
Nope. It says question for everyone else.
All right.
I'll be
all
over
right.
here sobbing. Psychic asks, in the spirit of Final Fantasy 15 Boys in the Car, what video game vehicle would you road trip across the country in?
That is a good question.
Video game vehicle.
That is a good question.
Well, I can't think of any video game vehicles besides Mario Karts.
That's not really road trippy because I'm thinking of video game iconic video game vehicles, and the only ones I can think of are battle cars and stuff, and those aren't road trip worthy. Those are good for combat, but those aren't hey, let's take a trip. You know?
I mean, I bet they would make it and you could probably kill things and eat it along the way, so you wouldn't have to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess I would just drive around and I'm gonna look.
One of the cars from Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
That's a good one.
And that way, if something breaks down or falls off, I just wave a wrench at it, and it's well, it's back on. We keep going. I don't know. Shoots eggs. We scramble them in the morning. That's how we eat.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a good answer.
All right, I'm going to move on then.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have an answer?
Not really, no.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Maybe-
that Final
maybe-
Fantasy 15 car is perfect for this answer.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I had
maybe-
convertible. No, dude, driving through I mean, I'm thinking of in terms of like Florida, because we have to drive through most of Florida to escape Florida. But like, once you do finally escape, it's just like, here's Mississippi. Like, I don't want to drive with a convertible down through Mississippi or Georgia. No.
I think my answer is going to be the Batmobile from Arkham Knight, because then I can just run into people and it'll like push them away, and I can like go like 300 miles per hour down the highway and knock into things.
There's a wall in my way. I'll just touch these two things and hit the reverse, and all right.
Yep.
Actually, no. I did think of an answer. The car from Cruisin' USA.
Cruisin' USA. Which one?
Just the red car, the regular one.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. That's how like the music goes.
God, that's a good game. Or just the Hornet from Daytona, USA.
Daytona. All right. Anonymous asks, how important would you say character design is your enjoyment of a game? What do you consider a good character design, for example?
All right. I don't know how like overall important it is to like my enjoyment of the game, but I do really dig good character design and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my like you guys know I like Dark Souls a lot, like the first game at least.
Never
and one of the
heard
reasons
you mention it.
Well, one of the reasons I like that first game so much is because all the NPCs and that, like the bosses and the NPCs you can interact with, have great like character design on their armor and stuff like that. And you know, it's the same thing for games like Animal Crossing, which has a completely different aesthetic, but still has, you know, all these completely unique villagers and that kind of thing. And one of the reasons I like Metal Gear Solid, especially the third one, is because all the villains in that third game are like great. They've got like great designs. I mean, there's like a cosmonaut who's got a flamethrower and like a dude who shoots bees out of his hands, and it's
what wonderful design.
No, they're fantastic.
They are,
they're fantastic. Yeah. But so I guess maybe my answer is, now that I'm talking about it, is a little more important than I thought before. But it's not like I look at a game like judging to buy something and I'm like, oh, I don't like this character design, guess I'm not going to play this game. Like, it's really like the cherry on top for me with games. So like, it's what really goes that extra mile for me in enjoying a game. So
I think it depends on the game. Like, I know some people are enjoying Stardew Valley's like relationship stuff. I ignore those people, and I know they have good design, but I'm like, I fly by them, and they're like, "Oh, working hard, huh?" Like, yeah, damn right. I have a fucking farm to raise. I got to eat. Like, so to me, it depends on the game. It helps. Like, Factorio has a little character design in it. Like, it has sort of, you know, you see your character talking a bit and reacting to things, and he himself has good art. But it really depends on the game. Like, if Factorio was missing, like, there's a mode in Factorio where you're just a cursor, like, you don't use the player model, and it's just as enjoyable to me. So it really depends on the games. Like, Digimon Cyber Sleuth is a really good example of a game that if it didn't have good character design, I wouldn't have played it as much, because I was interested in some of those characters, and I actually was chuckling at some of the things they'd get into, and I also hated some of the way those characters were designed, both art-wise and like their personalities. So, but I mean, you know, look at Persona 4. Like, strip away the characters, and even if you have that story, that's not a great, like, that's just a JRPG. But you throw in the wonderful characters, and of course the wonderful translation, and suddenly that game is something, you know, special, like, and unique. So
when I think about character design, I think more about like actual visual design and not exactly how the characters act and that kind of thing. But,
sure, that would be more. That would be character art. Yeah, but you're right. That's certainly, like, that does go a long way. Like, you see someone dope and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's kind of how I interpreted the question.
I'm gonna fucking wreck this boss because he looks dope. John, do you have a good character design that stands out that's not Travis Touchdown?
Damn, no. No, I don't know. I mean, I really like characters that you can, like, get a good grasp on who they are just by looking at them, like silhouettes.
Sure. Yeah, that's silhouettes. Wow. You
that's
don't
one of
like
the
full
things
way.
that's one of the things that's so good about like Team Fortress 2.
I was about to
because-
say, yeah, TF2. Like, you can look at any of those characters, and just from a glance, you understand who they are or
Sure.
what they mean. Another game that, I mean, obviously one of my favorite games ever is Danganronpa. You look at any of those characters, and you basically understand who they are, what they want, how they will treat you, even just by looking at them. Like, there's a character in the first game who is this punk rock asshole, and you take, like, he's got this, like, spiked up red hair, and he's wearing this, like, punk rock shirt, and you take one look at him, and you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be a dick. And first thing he does when he opens his mouth is tells you to fuck off, and it's like, alright, yeah, I knew it. You know, like...
So you're saying you prejudge people who spike their hair or have red hair?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Great, moving on. Anonymous asks, in what direction do you see role-playing games going in the future?
Forward.
Y'all are mean to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're gonna be a lot more active, like how Final Fantasy 15 is. I don't think people are as into turn-based games as they used to be.
Yeah, like the sort of... It happened really with Mass Effect, and around that era of like RPGs clashing and morphing with different genres. You'll see a lot more of that. Like the classic RPG maybe has a niche community it can exist in, but I don't think you're ever going to see like real old school games really thrive, or that kind of design. And that's what's supposed to happen. Like, do you really want to see like sprites turn-based and like no one wants to see that. Like, those games exist, they're still good, go back and play them. There's probably some you've never heard of or never tried and are incredible, but it's video games need to move forward. But I hope to see, I really want RPGs to get the interactivity online stuff down, because I don't love MMOs. I think they're okay, and I don't always love playing things single player, and I don't love, like, Mass Effect 3's online was fine, but that's not how, like, I wish there was some sort of like convergence to where I could play a game almost like The Division, where I could play a game both single player, but there are people from real life around and I can buddy up with them, but I can also just play by myself and make a badass team or a badass character. Hopefully they figure that out somehow.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anonymous asks, are there any television properties you wish had gotten video game adaptations? The Golden Girls. Hold on, before you guys answer, Telltale presents The Golden Girls. Thank you.
Yes.
Good night. I'm gonna fucking tweet that, because that's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Fucking shit. Alright, go ahead.
I don't know.
I have an answer. I technically have two answers.
Okay,
but,
go for it.
First of all, thankfully, I don't actually have to worry about this question that much, because my favorite TV show of all time already has a video game adaptation. Twin Peaks has Deadly Premonition, but answering a little more seriously, I think I kind of pitched this when we talked about what our ideal kind of game would be. I've always wanted to see a really well done, like, X-Files kind of game, like L.A. Noire, where you go around and you, like, solve paranormal mysteries. I don't know if there's ever actually been an X-Files game before. I would assume there has been, just because that's such a huge property. And I'm looking it up right now, and it looks like there's, like, a point-and-click game from the from the 90s. And
yes, they played it, I think, on Giant Bomb one time. It looks interesting.
Maybe I'll do an article on that if I can find it. But I think a really good, like, investigative X-Files game would be really cool. I also don't really know how they would make this into a video game, but I think there's some potential for, like, a Venture Bros video game, just based on the nature of that TV show and the kind of stuff it goes out of its way to lampoon. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
There's my answers.
John?
Okay. I mean, there have been games based on it already, but I mean, I would love an actually good Lupin the Third game. Mm-hmm. Like, all the Lupin the Third games that have come out have been complete shit. And it would be really neat if, say, I don't know, there was just like a 3 I mean, well, you know what? I say that, but Persona 5 is probably going to be just that. So, because I was going to say it could just be a game where you're looping and you go into areas and you have to be like, okay, I need my I need not Zenigata. I need different characters to do these things so that way we can pull this heist off without a hitch. And it would just be like a heist game. But
so Payday 2.
Payday 2, but with way more anime mischief.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I can see that. Horror Errors asks, so you've lost your voice forever, but the doctor says they'll be able to give you a new voice of any video game character of your choosing, as long as sound samples of their voice exists. I hate where this is going. Even if those samples are extremely basic, such as a character just saying their own name. The ban is still in place.
Okay. If I can't say you know who, then I'll say a Solid Snake, because Solid Snake has a lot of lines, and I do shitty Snake impressions all the time anyway.
Great, that's a good answer, John. You can't answer Travis Touchdown.
Yeah, because I mean then they would just be putting my voice back in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't sound any different. Boy, John curses a lot less. Yeah, no, it's like nothing's changed.
Leon from Resident Evil 4, so I could be like, no thanks, bro.
Again, how is that different from normal? I would choose Mario.
Sure.
So I could just steal Charles Martinet's money.
Yeah. Could just be like, oh, Mamma Mia.
I would call up Nintendo and be like, I'll do it for half of the price. Fucking steal all his damn money. Anonymous asks, with the introduction of fashion, camping equipment, and automotive product placement in Final Fantasy 15, do you feel that the video game industry is more likely to follow suit of the music industry, include more casual product placements in future releases? They already have.
Well, yeah, we already
absolutely.
have. I mean, look at Phantom Pain with the fucking sunglasses and all that. So.
Yeah, like I think it was was it a skate game that had Stride gum all over it?
Yeah, and
they had like the Stride gum achievements.
Yeah.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, isn't Lightning like technically a fashion model for some company?
Louis Vuitton, yeah.
Yeah,
she's a fashion model now.
But that happened recently.
Yeah, well, the point is like it's already happening, and I don't see it like stopping happening anytime soon.
Oh yeah, so something that I forgot to mention from the Final Fantasy 15 thing. One of the announcements was that they are actually making a real life version of the car from the game. There's only going to be one in the world, but they are making one.
Great, that'll be a fucking great car by Audi.
Yep.
Yeah, this has been around forever. Like I know a lot of marketing has done it outside in real life, like Mountain Dew and like Gamer Fuel.
And I mean, even look back to like the SNES, and you've got like 7-Up Cool Spot and Pepsi Man from the PlayStation, and every M&M's game ever made. It's just
let's not talk about M&M's games.
Or like billboards. Like the question like specifically mentions casual product placement. So like, but there are games with billboards that have. I think Burnout Paradise has billboards for real products in it.
Yeah.
So like those exist. I've seen billboards for like Verizon in games, or for like Microsoft by games that are first party developed, and I know that's a little more like 1-to-1, like there were no third party deals. It's a little more difficult because if you make a game today and you make a deal with, let's say, 7-Up, that hot brand 7-Up, to put their logo over everything. And then 10 years from now, or let's say 5 years from now, you're still selling your game. Let's say it sold really well. You're still selling new copies somehow. And your deal expires. You are now illegally, selling not illegally, but you're now selling a game that advertises for a company that's not paying you anything. And sometimes those companies don't want you to. So
you have to patch that out.
You either can't sell that game anymore, or you then have to patch it out. So
that's like when Peace Walker came out. It had like Doritos and Mountain Dew in the game, and it's like canon that Naked Snake invented Doritos and Mountain Dew in that universe. I can't remember if they patched it out for the HDR collection or not, but I feel like they probably did.
They actually patched it out for the US release because they only had the deal for the Japanese version.
Yeah, right. It's weird. Like, stuff like that's weird. I kind of wish in certain games they did it more. Because it's really kind of weird to drive around GTA. And I know GTA is a little more satire, but something like a sandbox world, open world, that's supposed to be set in real life, like Watch Dogs. It's like, here's Rubok's shoes. Adidu's shoes. I don't know why they're all pronounced like crazy people, but there you go.
I got you.
It's happened. You know what? Video games cost more and more money. And the only way they continue to cost $60 is stuff like this. It's the same reason movies cost more money to make, and movie ticket prices haven't gone up dramatically in the past decade. Why does
anybody invest their money in making a film these days?
I don't know why anybody makes fucking video games anymore. Sketchy Jeff has a question, but it's for Ashley. Ashley's one of our new writers, along with Austin and Scott. So welcome them to the team.
Sorry if you were expecting Ashley to be on. She couldn't make it. So
there was a little miscommunication with timing and stuff. So we will have all three new members of Chooch on in due time. Do not worry. Yeah. I will save this question for her for next week.
Yes.
So, or whenever we have her on.
This isn't necessarily a question for her.
Well,
okay. Sorry,
it's directed at her.
Yeah,
this is good job to Ashley. Ashley, you're probably listening to this episode. Welcome aboard. Great job. Thanks for joining.
Great job.
But the question...
Okay, I'll ask a question then. For the podcast, what are your thoughts on Street Fighter V's new DLC? I know it's all the rage to shit on Ken, but how do you feel about the way the game didn't quite seem release ready at launch? I kind of mentioned this earlier. Yeah. Dude, that's fucking bullshit.
It's
and anybody
bullshit.
who bought that game should get like $10 back, maybe 20. That's a fucking broken. That game was broken at release, incomplete at release, and we're talking about fucking asses be censored from games and not fucking broken games from Capcom. Go fuck yourselves. That's what I have to say.
No.
Talking about ass and titties.
We should be way more mad that they put out the Street Fighter V Professionals Only Edition and sold it to normal people. Like, that's what we should be mad about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That should have been a $20 game, and then they should have waited till whenever everything else was ready, June, and said, hey, if you bought it for $20, it's now $40, you can upgrade. Or hell, $20. But you can only buy it in this period, or it's now $40 now that they've done the update. It should have figured something out. It's 2016. It's not that hard.
If they charged $40 at first and then $20 for the rest of it or something at a later date, maybe. But yeah,
like imagine $40 for until now to this update, and now $60 with the promise of it actually being finished. Like, that would have made more sense.
That wouldn't have felt as bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I didn't think of that earlier, but the fact that people weren't... Like, I remember people being a little upset, but, like, people getting more upset over butts being removed from pre-release games. Fucking priorities. Anyways, we'll move on.
Yes,
before I yell some more. Pikachurus. Pika Churus.
Are you going to do this every episode?
Yep. What is the one game or games that made you fall in love with video games and made you get into games journalism? And do you think they hold up well to this day?
So the question is, what games like got us into games or like made us love games?
What game made you love games? And then if it's different, what game made you get into games journalism?
All right, well...
What made you an obsessive?
First off, like, this is kind of these are kind of the same answers as the favorite games kinds of things, but I will say the three games that like progressively got me into gaming were first Bubble Bobble for the NES, which I played at my grandparents' house. Mm-hmm. Second was Kingdom Hearts, and third was the first BioShock.
Nice.
And as to what game got me into games journalism, I don't know. Yeah, sure. I just saw
Sakura clicker now.
All right, listen. I just saw I just saw they wanted volunteers for E3, and now I've come too far to back out. So there you go.
Sakura clickers when we, I think, all looked at each
Yeah.
other and went like, "All right then."
That's
All right,
when
we
the
need to
wave-
keep
that's-
this guy
that-
around.
That's when the wave broke for me. I guess that was when like, okay, I can do something with this.
It'll always be Sakura clicker. John, what
Yeah.
games got you into games, and what games got you into journalism?
Well, like when I was a kid, I played like Pokemon Red and Blue,
Oh yeah,
Spyro, Digimon World. That was the stuff that really got me into games when I was younger. But once I got older and once I was trying to, play games for story and stuff, like it was Metal Gear Solid, it was No More Heroes, it was competitive Smash Bros was when I started getting into the fighting game community. So you can see the beginnings of where I am from those games. Funnily enough, I started my my little journey into games journalism because I won a code for the Mass Effect 3 demo off of someone, and then eventually, because of that, I started writing for some sites. And then I met my Kazumano on Tumblr, and
it's been all downhill since
it
then.
truly has been. Yeah, I wonder where I would be if I met someone else. I truly do. What if someone else had been like, "Hey, come write with me instead"?
You'd be successful,
Probably, yeah.
but a lot less happy.
But no, I probably would have been happier. No,
wow.
I don't know. You wouldn't have someone to call quirky, so
yeah, you're right. That's the only reason why I keep him around. No, I love my Kazumano.
As for me, the first games that I really remember, I'm a pretty curious person. When I am curious about something, I just need to know.
Sure.
I will just keep looking it up and finding out about it. And the first time I remember feeling that about video games is when my brother would play games. So, like Super Street Fighter 2, Final Fantasy 4, which is Final Fantasy 2, or no, Final Fantasy 2, which is Final Fantasy 4 here, or vice versa. I don't remember how it's fucking numbered. And there was another one. But yeah, watching him play games and kind of either having him teach me how to play, or Link to the Past was the other one. Like watching him play games and do incredible stuff, like throw a Hadouken and Dragon Punch, which I didn't know how to do it at the time, or be very, very far into Final Fantasy 2, and I'm just sitting there when I hit the fire button, it looks like shit, but when you do it, the whole fucking screen goes ablaze. How do you fucking do same with Link to the Past, you hit a button, the whole screen goes in flames, and I had a sword and a boomerang at the beginning. So, that was, that was just sort of the birth of curiosity of, what is that game? That game looks cool. What is that game? That never really went away. I've never really lost that. It's, anything I'm, really obsessed with, I might take breaks from, but they never go away. Star Wars is one of those things where I will take a break where I am not looking at or thinking about or watching Star Wars, but then something will happen. It's I watched all the movies and then all of them with commentary, and then I watched all the documentaries, and it's been 2 days and I haven't slept. That just happens. So
yeah,
I never really had that moment of I started playing a game and it got me into journalism. It was just sort of I don't know, I really like writing, and I still remember years ago, I've always tried to get into betas, and I've always tried to, for the most of the 360's life, I was in the early access for their software, their XBLA stuff. So, or not XBLA, you know what I mean? Their OS. Yeah, so I've always curious about that stuff, and I've always looked that stuff up, and always been kind of, people would always ask me about it, oh, have you heard about this? It's yeah, I've heard about that. So it's almost natural that I would just keep up with it, and then finally just start telling more people about it. Hey, have you heard about this? I did. So
yeah, I think another point for me where I realized that this was something that I wanted to do was when I was in middle school. I'm not sure exactly when, but it was when Brawl was coming out, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I don't know if I've told this story before in here, but I'll tell it again. Every weekday they would have the little updates for the new characters, new stages, all that stuff on the Smash Dojo.
Yeah. I love that
and
site.
it was fantastic. But my friends would we would always wait to everyone would always be excited to talk about it in the morning, first thing in the morning when they got to school. But I would check before I got to school. So I knew before everyone else did. And eventually, because I would just come in and tell people what it was, they would just ask me and I would tell them. Eventually, I would have a class before some of my friends. So I would sit in that first period class and I would draw a comic of what the update was. And then
That's incredible.
and then I gave that to my friends, and that's that's pretty much when I realized I love letting people know things that they enjoy. I love getting news out there that people are excited about. I love talking to people about things that they love to talk about. And I love games. And that's when I realized that I wanted to write about games for a living. I think that was definitely the point where I was like, this is what I want to do with my life.
You can ask more questions about John Machonsky's early days drawing comics by going to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or emailing us at podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, and we'll answer questions just like that.
Yes. Thank you very much, Michael, for asking the questions. And that should do it for this episode of the podcast. We will... I don't know if we have figured out what video we're going to have. We do have a video up for last week that was a Super 3D Noah's Ark in celebration of Easter.
Yeah.
Another train wreck. That was a good video.
That was popular. That was pretty popular.
See, that was kind of a light train wreck, though. That game's strange in concept and just that it's like a religious clone of Wolfenstein, but it's not that bad of a game in the way it plays.
But the fact that it's like an unlicensed Super Nintendo game is so weird. It's technically like a pirate's copy of it's weird.
And then they officially released it on Steam is the thing. It's wild.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that video's up there. Go on the site and say hello to our new hires. Like we said earlier, we have 3 new recruits, Ashley, Scott, and Austin. Please go say hi to all 3 of them. They've already started posting, and you'll start seeing them on podcasts and videos and writing up editorials and all that good stuff very, very soon. They're going to be an integral part of the Chooch community from here on out, hopefully. Yep. So go say hi, get to know them. They have intro posts up on the site, and you can follow them on Twitter and all that good stuff. But yes, thanks so much for visiting. We will have another video up. We'll have all editorials,
some reviews coming soon.
Yes. Yeah, Michael, you posted your Day of the Tentacle review. That's up.
Yeah, that was up last time.
Yeah. So, thanks a bunch for listening, and we will see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast.
Bye, Jonathan.
Bye, Michael.